everyone, Old School Pokemon here, back again with the PokeFlipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles Dan. How are we doing today, Dan?
Doing very well, very busy, but excited for the weekend. I'm doing a little bit of traveling to Rhode Island for the anniversary, so that's exciting. How about you? What's going on? How's your week going?
I'm doing good. Keeping busy over here. It's nice to be back into a schedule. But yeah, I kind of wish we were in Collecticon still. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I did put Collecticon recap in the title. I forgot what I had put in this. I think there's always a lot of stuff going on. We've had some leaks come out of Worlds. Neither of us attended that one, but we are only a week and a half removed from Charlotte Collecticon. So I don't know if you want to start there with recapping Collecticon a little bit, give the people what was in the title, and then go from there, see where the day takes us. As always, we're going to hang out for the next 2 hours or so. We probably won't go 3 like normal. I leave tomorrow morning, and yeah, I just have a lot of stuff I have to get done. Nick is busy today as well. So probably keep it tight to like 2 hours today. But leave your questions in chat and we'll get to them. So Charlotte, how did it go? If anyone wants to see mine, I have an hour recap over on my channel. I will spare everyone from recapping the whole thing here. But Nick, give us your side. What did I miss? And then I'll gloss over mine a little bit.
Charlotte was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Glad I was able to make it this year. Last year I wasn't able to make it because of Gen Con. So I'm really glad I was able to make it this year. But it was actually funny. I flew in. When did I fly in? I flew in Thursday afternoon, and as I'm walking towards the baggage claim, I just randomly run into PK. It was wild. I had no idea what he was getting there, and I
was live.
randomly run into him. It was crazy. So that was kind of funny, and it actually worked out well because he had a rental car, so he drove me to the Airbnb, dropped everything off, and then back to the hotel where you guys were all staying. But that was kind of funny. But yeah, no, overall it was a really good trip. Friday we got together with Rusty, bunch of people over there, which was that's always a really good time. Seeing everything that he has. He had a really cool. He did a YouTube video on it, but he had that really cool mini museum set up, and just seeing the amount of stuff he has, the amount of cool stuff he has is wild. And then seeing his organization of everything motivated me to get better organized with my stuff. I'm decently organized, but he's on a whole other level over there. Makes me look completely unorganized. So that was Friday. Saturday and Sunday were the convention. I walked around the convention on Saturday, and walked around. Was able to buy a decent bit of stuff actually, which was kind of surprising. I wasn't going with the expectation that I was gonna buy a whole bunch of stuff, but I was able to buy a decent bit of stuff, which was sweet. I'm gonna
That's hilarious.
Bought a bunch of stuff at the convention, and then also bought some nice binders off of Brad G cards. Had a nice binder for me to buy, and then Benji also had a few nice binders for me to buy as well. So that was really good. And then Saturday night, Wonder actually put together a little party at his house too, which was another awesome get together. Had a good time there as well, and it was nice to finally be able to see Wonder's house, meet his family. Because again, I missed the first one last year, so that was nice. And then going along with Rusty, I saw Wonder's setup, and he's another one has a really nice setup, super organized. So coming back home from Collecticon. So I left Collecticon on Sunday afternoon. So I didn't go to the convention at all on Sunday. We all went out for breakfast, which was fun. And then got back home Sunday, and have been doing some reorganizing, getting stuff in order. So feeling very productive this week, which is good.
Nice. Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was going to poke at you that you said you couldn't make it because of Gen Con. You chose Gen Con over Charlotte last year. Don't get it twisted. That was a conscious decision that you made to shun everyone in your friend group at the Superior event. But yeah, it was a blast. Definitely go check out my recap if you want to hear in-depth extracurriculars. Nick was at the public house. Not every night, but no, you were at the public house the whole times that I were there. We got Timmy in chat looking for some red lights. The red lights have never come on PokeFlipz, but maybe someday they will. And he's got a CGC Pristine YouTube. That's
Timmy. Slide into my DMs on Instagram. If you're selling that, I am your buyer.
Are there like recent sales for that? I wonder where that goes for as far as a premium to the PSA 10, because the PSA 10 is up there. That's getting up there pretty good. That's a pricey card.
No, it is. Speaking of pristines and perfects, I got to post it on Instagram, but I picked up a nice little pristine 10 Pikachu on the ball at a local card show the other weekend. So that was a nice little fun pickup. And then Grimer actually just sold me a perfect 10. Oh, what happened to you, Dan? Grimer actually just sold me the other day a CGC Perfect 10 Reds Pikachu, the Japanese Reds Pikachu. So that's exciting. I've been having a lot of fun with this little side quest of picking up cool pristine 10s. It's a nice little fun. I know you don't know what it means, Dan, but some of us actually collect cards too.
I was going to ask you. I'm verifying on my other screen. I actually did leave the screen for a second. I accidentally clicked. So I have like a gaming mouse, and I think one of the side buttons on the mouse is like the back button for the browser. So I accidentally hit that. Yeah, bad idea to have the gaming mouse hooked up for the live stream, I guess. But no, I mean, hey, I'm currently building a big card collection as we speak. Where do I have it? Oh, it's right here.
Oh God! Don't show us your. What are you going to show us? Oh God! Stop!
Shout out to the zoo. I ripped the case with my family. I think I just dinged up my hidden rare on the back of the stack right now when I was trying to get it from the other printer. But I've got a nice big collection. This is my PC. These cards are going away forever into a binder. Shout out to Metazoo. Torrential Tides is out. It's hype. Did you get any? Are you going to do any streams with it, or are you not touching it? Oh, there we go. How many cases?
I didn't think I ordered as much as I did. I thought I got 2 cases because set 1, it did decent for me at the beginning, but it really didn't do well. So I figured I'll get 1 case to hold, 1 case to list. But I ended up getting 5 cases. Nice. So I don't know what I was thinking, but 1 alt art box and 5 cases. I was happy about that.
I've very early data, very anecdotal, but like I've been getting destroyed. So I order through GTS, Madal, which are my normal like Pokemon distros, and then I have an account through Cardi.io, which is more of like it doesn't only do Metazoo, they do other things, but I set up my Cardio account with Skya, so that stuff goes straight to him. So I ordered I think I ordered 40 cases to Skya, and then I ordered like 50 cases to myself, something along those lines. And it wasn't until my 15th case personally that I pulled my do I have it? Where is it? It's somewhere in this room.
Metazoo fan. You don't even know where your alt art box is.
It's right here. It's cropped out, actually. I'm gonna have to let me move. Let me see if I can move some. I need to get a better spot for it. Oh, I can't even. I gotta like pan up. It's right there. But I'm gonna have to sit extra high now. I'll probably not keep it in frame, to be honest. But I need to get it. I need to get it set up better so that it's somewhere like the poncho box. But it was my 15th personal case. Man, it was getting dark. It's like, how many of these cases am I gonna rip? Because I like to keep sealed cases. I want to keep a bunch of them sealed, but I'm that gambler. I want the thrill of the chase, and I love the product. I love the design, the way that is. That there's like a chase from the case itself. In Skya though, he had to travel for the weekend, so we didn't like stream it on release day, but he streamed it yesterday. Went really well. The first case that he ripped on stream had the Jet Yates alternate art box.
Really?
So, he had been ripping though since the night before. He had been ripping like he's gonna rip 10,000 packs for me. We're gonna rip 10,000 packs of Torrential like we did of base set, and it was his 15th case, I think. So we're like we were 2 out of 30, which nobody really knows the exact thing, but I've gotten a lot of data from people opening 50, a lot of cases, and it's probably 1 in 10 to 1 in 12 cases. So we had really bad luck going like 2 for 30, and then our 31st one, which just happened to be the first one on stream, we hit our third Jet Yates box. So like now we're 3 for 31. We have pretty good odds, but like that's not my box, right? Somebody paid $100 on stream, and it was actually a Metazoo artist. Metazoo artist came in, Kate Becker, I believe. She came in, she bought a box. She ended up getting so the way that eBay Live does it, it was interesting. I spoke with them to make sure I was like following the letter of the law and everything. They're like, you can't technically do a wheel spin to award the winner upon a Jet Yates box, but if you sell a case break and a Jet Yates box is hit, you can spin the wheel to determine who gets first choice. So they're like, make sure you're very clear in your wording of the way that you do that so that you follow all the laws and whatever. But yeah, technically we hit it, and then Skya didn't do a wheel spin for the Jet Yates box. He did a wheel spin for first choice at a box from the case that we broke, and naturally the winner chose the Jet Yates box, to no one's surprise. But that was an interesting thing that I wanted to bring up. Like Fanatics, it's a bit more just do whatever. You can do giveaways. eBay, we haven't done it yet. Java, or not Java. I was reading Java's comment in chat as I was saying this. But Skya, I sent him a PSA 10 Dan promo. I entirely forgot to pump the stream by saying like, hey, we're gonna give away a PSA 10 Dan promo. But this Saturday, we will be giving away a PSA 10 Dan promo. So eBay doesn't allow giveaway the way that Fanatics does. Fanatics, you can give away to followers. People can click a button, they can enter into a giveaway. And Nick, you know this. This is me telling chat, not me telling you. But we're gonna do like a 15-second 1 cent increment sudden death auction. So within 15 seconds, like what will the max bid be, Nick? Maybe 30, 40 cents or something, 50 cents. I don't know.
I think you gotta lower it. I think you gotta do like a 5-second.
Okay, can you go that low? I know Fanatics, the lowest you can go for sudden death is 15 seconds.
Yeah, you can do. I'll usually do between 2 and 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. And then it's end up like
if you do too long, people can put in a max bid.
Oh, they can manual bid.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll have to verify this with Skya and make sure he's set up the right way. But we'll do it between 2 and 5 seconds. The full intent of it is like, please don't put in a custom bid. Please don't put in a manual bid, because like the way that it works, if someone puts in a manual bid for $100, the next person mashing the button is going to bid $100 and a penny or something, right? So it's like everyone play the right way. Your odds will be the same either way. Mash the button and try to win a PSA 10 Dan slab for hopefully 10 cents, 20 cents or something. So yeah, we're going to do that. Java says, I'm in your head, Dan. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, hopefully the streams will continue to go well for Skya. We had a push notification, so that's always a big support. Last time when Skya did base set, we got like 10,000 people through there. I think it was only a couple thousand this time, but it was a Tuesday afternoon as well. But yeah, excited to have Metazoo Torrential ties here for sure.
Yeah, he was on for a long time yesterday. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, I'm we're not going to turn this whole thing into Metazoo. It is PokeFlipz, not MetaFlips, but I'm excited to actually get back to making the occasional monthly, bi-monthly, semi-monthly, whatever Metazoo video. I have data from 10,000 base packs we ripped. That was like one of my standard videos that I used to make with UFO, Seance, and Native. I ripped 10,000 packs of every set. Here's the pulls. So I have the data for the hidden rares, the altars, the legend rares, the new rarity, and torrential tides. I'm going to make a video in the upcoming Saturdays on what the pulls were from 10,000 packs of each set.
There we go. That'll be good.
And I know, Nick, you used to do that. You had some of your more recent YouTube videos 2 years ago were actually like, you had really good view counts. You had really good subscriber uptick from those. Obviously, Metazoo, it's not going to be the same. It's not the same following. Not many people are going to be searching it. But think, like, obviously, I probably said this when I did my old Metazoo videos. I probably said, like, imagine if Metazoo was around in 10 or 20 years. People will look back and they'll be like, holy crap. This guy opened 10,000 packs. Like, imagine today if we could look back at 26-year-old videos of somebody opening 10,000 packs of base set, 10,000 packs of jungle fossil. Like, we didn't get there with the OG Zoo, but maybe we'll get there with new Zoo. And maybe these videos will be like really cool time capsules. They'll be really cool, like evergreen videos for people coming in.
Yeah. No, that would be cool. That would be cool.
And as Julia says, we do miss your videos.
I think you're going to continue to miss them. I think you're going to continue to miss them.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's my expectation. If you said otherwise, I would assume you were lying. So, yeah, no surprise whatsoever. And I was going to say the same thing, Java. You front ran me there on that one. I was in a podcast with Alex Nostalgianomics, and then Steve Tactical Trading, he goes by on Instagram and eBay. We got to meet him. Steve's a really cool dude. We got to meet him Friday night at Friday night at Public House. We hung out with him for hours after we got back from Rusty's, and then the party for some of us continued till 5:30 a.m. We had a little hangout in Spat and Grimer's room. Steve's a cool dude. But anyways, where I was going with the Dirium comment, we talked about Dirium. We talked about those 1,000-pack videos in Alex's podcast thing, not like just a YouTube live that we did, me, Alex, and Steve. In the comments, Dirium replied. So,
oh, really?
Maybe it's a little bit of a teaser, spoiler. He might be coming to Alex's channel at some point in the not too distant future, and maybe I feel like it's less likely. Alex, we had 300 live viewers or something, 300 concurrent viewers over on Alex's. We have 34 right now. But Dirium, if you're out there, say hello down below. I feel like it's very small likelihood, but I would have said that on Friday too, even though we had a few hundred viewers. So Dirium was lurking in that chat. Maybe he wasn't watching. Maybe someone linked to him, mentioned to him like, hey, these people were talking about you. Go check it out. But no idea. Anyways, though, he's still out there. He's still making videos. At one point, he sold his channel and then he like bought it back, I think. And he's making videos multiple times a week. He's getting several thousand views per video again. And what's his channel have? 500,000 subscribers, something crazy.
That's wild. That's cool.
Yeah,
I used to love those videos. I used to watch those all the time.
I think like thinking way back to that time frame too, and this probably even predates that. Like Primetime Pokemon. I want to say Primetime Pokemon is back as well. He made videos for so long, opening like every different product that existed. He just have a video. Like if you have a random 3-pack blister, some kind of a weird tin that came out 5-10 years ago, and you don't know what's inside of it, go to Primetime Pokemon's YouTube channel, and you'll probably find it. So I actually just looked. He hasn't made a video in 2 months. So,
well, he's been like, he quit, then he came back, then he quit again, then he came back again.
He's back and forth a bunch. Okay, yeah. But just when I think of Dirium, I think of like that same time frame. I think Primetime Pokemon was another one in that time frame that was a staple of the Poketube space.
Yeah. And back then, ripping 1,000 packs was wild. Nobody did that. So I wonder what Rusty was ripping back then. I doubt he was even ripping that much back then.
Nobody's ripping 10,000 packs of Metazoo, but this guy is
crazy enough to do that.
and that's actually one interesting thing too, that like nobody else is doing it, so the competition is a lot lower. The EV is actually, I'm probably not going to entirely blow up my own spot, but like with OG Zoo, it worked well, even though it ultimately went bankrupt. Like I made money. I did well with each of those openings. Had I sold all my product, had I opened 20,000 packs instead of 10,000 packs, I sat on some sealed product, and that was a big L, obviously. But there's something to be said for working where all the money is, all the liquidity, all the hype, all the stuff. But like a lot of times the margins get rushed down to zero a lot quicker. Whereas in Metazoo, it's like no one else is ripping 10,000 packs. We're running the market on eBay. We're setting the price basically on these cards. But yeah, it's $249 ripping ships on Twitch. That's insane.
Wild.
That is so insane. Primetime cards by mail videos were always wild. Yeah, BCBM bought cards by mail. FCBM free cards by mail. Those were like very common tags that you'd put in your YouTube title and whatever. That was like the meta at the time, really, right? It's crazy to think like how things have changed so many years later.
Yeah.
How's it going, Boondock? Nice to see you. So I'm gonna scroll back. I don't think we have any. Maybe we have some questions coming in, but I'm gonna make sure we didn't miss any.
Some Krabby left a question for you. There we go.
Oh, here we go. Dan, I bought a few boxes of Metazoo after you shoved it down our throats on your stream with Alex. That's hilarious. Where do I find a set list? Apparently, so yeah, TCG Player does not have Metazoo. It has the original. It has OG Zoo. You can find UFO, Seance, Native, all that stuff, but you can't find the new stuff. If and when it will ever come, I don't know. But MetaZooTCG.com has, I believe, all the scans. It has set list. I think. I don't know if Torrential Tides is fully integrated on that yet, but I believe it's there. So MetaZooTCG.com, or give it a few days. Skya is hard at work ripping and getting those things listed. Give it a week, and KetchumAllCollectibles on eBay will have all the cards listed, so you will be able to find your full set list. He actually did send me. He sent me a picture of all the alt arts, all the legends. I think all of them haven't even publicly been seen yet.
Man.
So I need to get an Instagram story up probably tonight, kind of like showing what some of those are, and then those will probably be like first seen for the community. Skya is firsthand, like probably the first man to see every card in the set, which is pretty wild.
That is crazy.
Dan collects stuff, just not Pokemon cards. Honestly, I'm not entirely priced out, but I'm getting priced out of Pokemon cards, and it might come across as wild. I'm doing pretty well financially, but like I don't value it that much. We've talked about this many times. We'll probably talk about many more, but I get more value out of the plushes, out of the canvases, out of things like that. I am just a consumer of those products. A lot of the cards to me are just bonkers. I know I've mentioned like my Mario half art Pikachu that I got as a gift years ago. This is another gift that I got years ago from E4 Secret Santa that I recently turned up. This is like $3,000 now.
Jesus.
I got it when it was $30 10 years ago. I forget. Oh yeah. Sometimes I write on the sleeve on the back, but I didn't write on the back of the sleeve on this one. Sometimes I write like who got me it or what event I got it at or whatever. I need to go through and add that. But so I have like stupid valuable PC collection of just cards that I've kept that were meaningful to me, that were given to me, that were whatever, as gifts. And it's like got 25 grand and just stuff like that, 30 grand and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is
Galaxy sank, so Old School could swim. Galaxy went 5 cases with no alt-out box. Nick got 1 out of 5, so there's your 1 out of 10 odds. I've been really sinking. I sank in 30 cases so that my Kate Becker could swim and have her one alt art box for buying a $100 box on stream, which was wild. Are we talking about Cryptid Camp? Oh man, that's funny. I haven't seen this much sex appeal on stream since Bierski and Ponga had a podcast.
Oh,
Rest in peace to Box Nostalgia. Rest in peace to Slabbed. I think they've come out with a couple in the past month or two, but they're really putting my recurring joke. I think every one of the last 50 Slab podcasts I've put in the comments. My favorite semi-annual podcast, my favorite quarterly podcast, whatever it is. There's a lot of people really slacking. Retrospecs, he's crushing the Japanese wholesale game, but he market Mondays, macro Mondays. What did he call them?
Yeah,
those are long gone. Those are long gone. He redeleted his whole backlog.
Why delete
consistently inconsistent. Most Poke creators are like our favorite grading card companies. They are consistently inconsistent with their uploaded schedule.
Same with
why he deleted them.
Hands. They stopped their podcast too.
Yep. Yeah. There's probably a lot that are escaping us right now, but it is very common to just be inconsistent with uploads. But I'm holding in there for now. The second that your sub feed doesn't refresh, if you're subscribed, a new KetchumAllCollectibles video at 1 p.m. on a Monday. I don't know if that'll be bullish for the hobby or bearish for the hobby. Probably everything will 10x instantly overnight. I'm probably holding this all back right now. My bearish antiviral videos are holding the market back. So the first Monday that my upload doesn't hit, we're probably all retired. So I'm not planning on it anytime soon though. Appreciate you, Ditto. 30 viewers and 8 likes. Drop the likes, people. Pokemage said Charlotte Collecticon felt much bigger than last year to me. There were so many more VIPs than last year. What did y'all think?
I actually thought I don't know what it looked like last year for Charlotte, but I actually thought compared to what was the last, like Chicago Collecticon, I guess was the last one I was at. I thought it was smaller, like a smaller venue, and it was busy, but it wasn't as busy as I thought it would be. So yeah, I actually thought it was smaller and less busy than at least Chicago. But I wasn't there for last year's Charlotte. What do you think compared to last year?
I didn't really go to the convention like a substantial amount of time. I strolled in around noon on Saturday, so I didn't see the VIP line. I bought like the regular entry. So I don't have a great gauge compared to last year. It would be better to ask someone who like vended or whatever. But yeah, I was gonna try to estimate whether I thought it was a little bit higher, a little bit lower. It felt similar enough to me. Yeah, I saw so little of it that I can't really say more than that.
Because me and Brad walked around together, and I want to say we got there at like I want to say we got there like 10:30, and we were done by 2, 3, something like that. We were going quick. We weren't stopping at every table looking at every single card, but we were able to do the whole convention and see pretty much every single table. Whereas I feel like Chicago, there were a lot more people where you couldn't see every table, and then 2, the area was a lot bigger where there were tables that you had to go back to the second day to actually see.
Yeah, I only spent like 3 hours probably on the floor Saturday in Charlotte. I got to almost everything. That said, though, I wasn't rating binders. I wasn't looking for gradable. Like it always depends on what you're looking for, what you're after. I was targeting a very specific thing. Sealed product, I was looking for like potentially XY Sun and Moon boxes. I was looking for like potentially the lower end, cheaper EX Era boxes. Mainly, though, my main desire was heavy WotC packs. It's very easy to walk around an island and like quickly pick up on, do they have WotC heavy packs or not? Mm-hmm. So I was able to, the average island of 10 tables had none. most of them had none. So it's like I could hit an island in 2 minutes, maybe a minute. I could just circle an island if it wasn't too congested through the aisles there. So I ended up buying nothing. But yeah, in 3 hours, I pretty much got through everything. I talked to a couple of vendors. I talked about packs that weren't priced, packs that weren't labeled. It's like, are these heavy? Are these unweighed? A lot of people were like, I don't really know. Some people were like kind of honest, assume light. Most people were like, they're probably unweighed. I didn't weigh them. That whole thing, which usually means they've been weighed by someone. But yeah, Charlotte was a good time. Hopefully, my hope is that nothing in my personal life. I hope none of my close friends, family members decide to get married on the weekend of Charlotte Collecticon, because that would be tough. Hopefully they go for Sunday wedding if they do it. Because I really want to make Charlotte. It's the closest one too. It's such a short flight. It's so easy to go to. Next year, I hope to go with the whole family. So yeah, nobody out there.
You hope to go with the whole family.
Well,
you promised Rusty and his wife that the whole family would be there.
So if I go, I'm going with the whole family. But like, if like the best man at my wedding, he's in a fairly serious relationship. He's not yet engaged. It feels unlikely that he would get engaged and be married that quickly. But like theoretically, if my best man gets married, like I have to go to that. I can't skip it for Charlotte.
You're just if it's on, you'd get an invite to his wedding.
Yeah, I won't even be on. Yeah, that would be quite the turn. Go from him being my best man, and then not being his best man, not being in his bachelor, not being in his groomsmen party, not even being invited. That would be a wild turn. We do have a decent amount of questions backing up, but we will get to them. But anyways,
trying to start some drama over here.
I see that. We will get to that. Just tell him that weekend is off limits. He will understand. I mean, I would do my best. I would say like, hey, if you don't have it on this weekend, I will fly you down for that weekend so that you can go enjoy Collecticon as well. That would be like my offer to him, to not have it on that weekend. I don't know how that would sit with the bride-to-be. And they're not even engaged. So like, this is all very theoretical conversations. But anyways, Greenie is super all set on kids at Collecticon. I've had a great time with my kids at Collecticon. Like it's been very lucky timing. Like we as a family play Pokemon Go. Usually the convention centers have a lot of Pokemon. New Jersey was like community day. So my kids were catching shiny, whatever it was that day. Cleveland had something going on too, where my kids were like raiding binders and then playing Pokemon Go, and we were doing a Dynamax raid and whatever. But like I really like tying my kids in with it. I don't want to spoil my video too much on Monday, but kids being at Collecticons, my kids being at Collecticons is shout out to Rusty too. Did you hear what Rusty did with his kids? His oldest daughter, I think.
That was awesome.
That was amazing.
He let them keep the difference in their negotiation skills with the Charizards.
Yep, she was sourcing PSA 10, the 151 Charizards for him, and like he was offering this amount. So if she bought it for $20 below that, she'd just make guaranteed $20 flipping it to him. And yeah, I talk about that a little bit in my video on Monday, and I'll talk about that more in the future. But I'm so excited at the prospects of seeing my kids play with Rusty's kids and Charlie's kids and Wonder's kids and Luke's kids, and Hivemind's daughter was there. When I list people, did I miss anybody with kids? I every time in the middle of the list, I'm like, crap, I did it again. Now I need to do the PK thing, and I need to list every set in order. If I miss somebody, I'm going to be in trouble. I think I listed everybody that had kids there, but maybe I didn't.
I think you did pretty good.
But the thought of me hanging out with all my friends, my wife probably isn't as thrilled with the prospects of it. But yeah, the thought of my kids hanging out, like I get together a handful of times a year with like friends from college that have kids around my kids' age, and it's just so cool. Like sometimes I've stayed the night at his house, my family stayed the night at his house, his family stayed the night at my house, and we wouldn't do this at Rusty's if Rusty's listening. But like sometimes we'll have beers, we'll be sitting back on the couch, we'll watch our sons run around. It's like this was us 15 years ago in college. Like some of the stupid things they say and do, it's like they're only 7, they're only 6, but it's like this is exactly us 15 years ago, and I want to do that with my Pokemon friends too. Like I am super not all set on kids at Collecticon. I'm very, very excited for it. But I mean, Collecticon is going to the public house, staying up till 5:30. I can do those things when I don't have my kids there. That's great too. But both are just great options for sure. Don't even have kids, but if I did, they go into grandma's house. That's where they go most of the time. That's where they're going for this weekend, for our Rhode Island trip. But yeah, so most times they go to grandma's, but I definitely wanna get them to Charlotte. That'll be a plan for the future. So we were talking about Metazoo a bunch. Nick, how's your cryptic investment?
Doing solid. I have no. I wonder what boxes are. I have no idea. I don't know what's it even called. Cryptid base set, I guess.
I'm just looking up cryptic TCG booster box. Genesis Wave 2 is $51.
Oh, that's solid.
Wicked Prophecy is $40.
I had Genesis. That's the one I had.
Genesis Kickstarter shipped for $60.
Oof.
Not as bad as Metazoo, to be fair. Not as bad as original Metazoo.
That is true.
We don't know the sell-through volume though. Maybe Metazoo is $5, $10 boxes, but with a much higher sell-through. It's like pick your poison. Which one's better? 10 times the price with 0 sell-through, or a tenth of the price with some amount of sell-through. Galaxy said he's selling pretty well on eBay at 36 out of 60 boxes sold already.
That's
nice to
solid.
hear that. I did notice with torrential tides though, like people are running down quicker.
Oh yeah.
I looked up Galaxy after he said it. He's 75 on eBay. Base set held 100 to 120 for like at least a few weeks. I forget the exact timing, but it held there a bit longer.
I want to say it was like a month, maybe longer. It was a while.
Yeah, I think people are reasonably being more cautious because I think base set is in the 80s right now on eBay, around 80 a box on eBay. So it's like if the first set went down to 80, and if you do the math on like where we were a year ago, 16 months ago in Pokemon, like you would buy wholesale at 92 and eBay low list was 90 shipped on eBay. P football P. So it's like distro on Metazoo. I think it's fairly public. I think it's like 63. So he's at like 15, 20% ish above, not like making a whole lot of money there. Is he charging shipping? Maybe he's charging shipping. No, it's free shipping. So he's not making a whole lot there. But it's like the fact that it's not at or below wholesale, it's actually, I know the volume is not the same, the depth's not the same, the liquidity, blah, blah, blah. But like it's listed at a higher percent of wholesale price than Pokemon was 16 months ago, which is something. I don't know what, but we'll see where it goes. Nice to see you, Obi-Bong Kenobi. Hey, fellas, it's been a while. Just wanted to say hello to both of you, and I sincerely hope you guys and your families are doing well. Likewise to you, Obi-Bong. Definitely a very familiar name in the chat.
It's been forever since we've seen that name.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Question for both. Anything besides Pokemon or Zoo of interest to you today? I don't know, Greeny, if you're talking about like in the cardboard realm or if you're talking about like in life in general. Maybe he can elaborate quickly in the live chat, but you start wherever you want to take that. Are you doing anything outside of Pokemon or Zoo in general or in cardboard?
No, not in general. No, just Pokemon stuff, really. That is basically all consuming there. There's been times where I've dipped back into coins, but never got back into it more seriously. It's always just been I'll get back into it for a bit, then I'll get back out of it. Pokemon's the only consistent one.
Yeah, for me, I've got my creepy UC guy up here. Breweriana. It's a hard word to say, or at least I struggle with it. Breweriana, the collectibles of breweries. I enjoy the Utica Club Brewery, Saranac they make, the local brewery to me. So I collect trays and I collect old advertising and I collect steins, and periodically I'll do an eBay search, and I've nibbled on a couple items here and there, nothing crazy. But that is there. Coins are there. Currency is one that, like, I've never done currency to any large extent, but currency is something that I might in the long future. Is Walrus there?
Thrifty's here.
Or Thrifty? Okay. I figured somebody must have been.
Everyone leave here and go join me on eBay Live starting in 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Thrifty's going live in 3 minutes. So run 2 screens and scoop up all the low auctions while you're watching her on mute. Hi, Thrifty. Krabby's Cards just sold his silver to buy more Pokemon. Oh, he's talking about cardboard, specifically, like making money. So I also buy One Piece because my distro has it. It's just there, so it's like, why not? But most of my One Piece either makes it to you, Greenie, for Sealed Shiz consignments, or it makes to Pristine for their consignments. So yeah, I do a tiny bit of One Piece just because it's there, it's accessible. Consignment wise, I do consign Dragon Ball Z, Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh! I consign everything. Same as you do, Greenie. I do cards. He does sealed. So reach out to Greenie if you want to consign any sealed product. But yeah, that Pokemon is 98%. Metazoo is 1.9%. Other is 0.1%. Is what I would say.
Speaking of hard words to say, how do you say the money transfer
payment platform?
Yes.
Walrus DM'd me, and I already gave him my answer, but it's Wise, like WISE.
Thank you.
It's pronounced
Wise,
like with a Z.
With a Z.
Like, yeah, like if you look up the phonetic spelling of it, shout out to PokePlumber, Pokemon pronunciation of the day. But if you look up like the phonetic spelling of Wise, and I DM'd him this back, it's like WIZE. The S makes like a Z sound more than an it's not a S. It's a Z. Wise.
Thank
he's
you.
Saying,
he's saying it's Weiss.
Yeah, it's definitely not Weiss. It's not like WEISS like the card game. It's not Weiss. It's Wise. He said that you emphasize the Z like zebra. Like maybe you're taking it too much. Maybe you're going a little bit, but it's definitely a Z sound like zebra and not an S sound like snake.
Yes.
Wise.
Yeah, I say Wise.
But let us know in chat. Can I do a poll? I don't have I'm not in the proper spot to do a poll. But it's Wise, Z like zebra. Just let us know, zebra or snake. Is it is it a Z sound like zebra or is it an S sound like snake in Wise, the payment platform, WISE. Wise as in like wisdom as well. Like Nick is a very wise man in his Pokemon endeavors.
Yes.
And shout out to Slabbed. It sounds like we have a new episode dropping tomorrow. So I'm actually a Slabbed member, been for a long time. I will get a sneak peek. Members preview late tonight, I think. If late tonight or early tomorrow. I forget exactly when the timing of that is, but I probably won't catch it till next week, though.
Riveting watch on your drive to Rhode Island. I'm sure your
probably
wife
won't be playing.
Love that.
Yeah, probably won't be playing Slabbed on 2X with the wife in the car. Probably will be just listening to some 90s country or something. We'll see. But yeah, go check out Slab Podcast. They've nice couple of dudes over there. They've got some good content. Here's a good question that I've actually been like a lot of my money, relatively speaking, has been going towards these. If you look at my hot buy list for the past several weeks, I don't know if I have my most current one here, but let's see. Brilliant Stars, Chilling Reign, Fusion Strike are 3 very good examples of demonstrating what Ditto Faction is saying. So what do you think is more likely to happen for Sword Shield booster boxes? Do you think the premiums for packs versus boxes remains and follows suit with other boxes like Battle Styles? Or do you think packs will match up closer with booster box price? So there's a huge disconnect. Fusion Strike loose packs are like 13 or 14 bucks. It equates to like a $400 or $500 booster box, somewhere in there. The boxes are like $900 though. So there's a lot of Sword Shield sets where the loose packs are like half of what the sealed boxes are. Do you think that will generally close, or do you think that will generally widen or kind of stay where it is?
I think it might. I think some of the. I think there is a little bit of a discrepancy in pricing between the packs and the boxes. But I do think overall boxes always have a pretty big premium to single packs. So I can definitely see the premium. Some of those sets like Battle Styles, Vivid Voltage. I even bought some Surging Sparks boxes, which I know is a newer set, but it's weird because the pack pricing on those is cheaper than a box.
Yep. So Nego Stormy says packs never match up to the box price. It'll widen like every other older era. I think
I agree with that.
It depends on the set, though. I think some of these are exceptionally wide. I think some of them could tighten a bit because I mentioned this I think it was in my live stream last week. Let me pull up my data just so I'm working with current numbers. But I have sold on stream. Me PK Ponga have sold on stream 4,888 packs of Fusion Strike. Exactly 0 of those came from sealed boxes. That's all loose packs. So I think rip and ship, some amount of people are ripping like sealed Fusion Strike boxes on stream, but we aren't. PokeRev, I think when he makes his mystery packs, and maybe this changes in the future, but I think he's like breaking boxes to fuel his mystery packs. In the long term, I think rip and ships will gobble up a lot more of the loose packs. And I think for some sets where it's like crazy, some sets it's like the box is 2 to 3 times as much as the single packs, loose packs are. I think that'll tighten up some because the attrition is there for the packs, but it's not there for the boxes. And if they're selling on stream, like right now, Fusion Strike packs, given that I'm paying, what did my hot buy list say? 12? Given that I'm paying 12, I think, or this is a couple weeks old.
You're paying a lot. Oh, go ahead.
This is a couple weeks old. I think I'm paying probably, if it was on my hot buy list again, I'd probably be paying 12 or 13. I think it's come up with the box going up in the past couple weeks. But anyways, if I'm paying 13, I'm probably selling them for 16 on stream. And it's like, if they keep selling for 16, I'll keep buying them at 13. And I'll keep, like, I think that will, I'm not saying Fusion Strike will be a $30 pack when Fusion Strike box is $1,080. I'm not saying it will be 1-to-1, but I think it'll be closer than a 2x or a 3x. And I could be wrong. If you go way back, if you go to like base, and it's weird because like a lot of those are easier to weigh than the current ones. And I know you can pipe and you can weigh and you can CT scan any of them. But I think some of the really old ones don't have 2-3x multiples. I could be wrong here. I need to actually go and check. Like Heart Gold Soul Silver sets, are they actually where the loose packs are only a third? Like true unweighed, which I guess doesn't exist, but are they really only like a third of the box price? Maybe they are. I wouldn't think they're quite that drastic though.
I wouldn't think if it was, but it's tough because you're not going to get truly unweighed stuff going that far back. But if you look at like XY, whenever it started, like the middle of XY, Sun and Moon, those types of errors, I think it makes sense for the most part.
And I think,
let's think about like how much more product is in collection boxes, ETBs, as like loose packs compared to how many booster boxes are out there. I think there's a lot more in other products than booster boxes.
Yeah, that's fair. Experience share touches on a good point that I was getting at too. It's like other eras, the loose pack price is lower, partly because those packs can be piped, weighed, etc. Not so true with Scarlet Violet. So I think that's something that'll be interesting to see, and this will take like decades to explore and see what the results are. But I think generally the Scarlet Violet era packs, and I know the question was talking about Sword Shield, but I think the Scarlet Violet era loose packs will age better than than everything before it, because of the fact that you get 3 hits, because of the fact that, and I'm not saying it's impossible, you can absolutely still CT scan them. You can absolutely still weigh out like God packs of Prismatic because everyone is a hit. But overall, like I just think they'll age better given that Pokemon did something to make it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting discussion nonetheless. And I'm on both sides of it. Like for the live streams, I'm buying loose packs constantly. We're ripping a lot of them. Like if I look at our top 10 sets, Crown Zenith is Sword Shield era. Fusion Strike is Sword Shield era. Brilliant Stars is in there, Sword Shield era. So some of our top 10 sets are still from the era prior, and I've got sealed cases on the pallet. So like whatever the boxes do, I'm tied to that. I've got lots of loose packs to sell for the streams, so I'm tied to that too. I'm kind of playing both sides of it because I'm not 100% like this is the no-brainer. Holding the other one is stupid. I think both will do well, but I'm open to being wrong. But Fusion Strike in particular, that one to me, like there was a point where I was buying packs for $9 a pack, and I was getting a decent amount of them in. I want to say there was one week where I bought 1,000 packs at $9 a pack from someone that years ago had broken down Charizard UPCs or whatever. And in that which I don't know the percentage, the box has gone up a lot too. But like in that time frame, the packs have gone up a bunch. Maybe the boxes have gone up more though. And what they'll do in the future, I just don't know. Yeah, for sure. A lot less people with CT scanners than scales or the pipe detectors. Here's a good question from Krabby's Cards, talking about how tightly I'm going to hold my PC. And I don't know the answer, honestly. Van Gogh Pika hits 4K. Evolution's booster box hits 8K. Dan, are you selling the ones behind you? What would it take? I truly don't know. What I think will happen is that if the market is doing so well that Evolution's booster boxes hit $8,000, I'm going to have so much otherwise that I'll percentage wise it still won't matter. Like I was going on stream the other day. Here's another card that was a gift. This is like $4,500 now. Here's another card that was a gift. This is like $2,000 now. So right here, these three cards are like $10,000. And I'm not saying it's not like nothing to me. $10,000 is a lot of money, but proportionally, if these three cards collectively go to $100,000, my pallets, my stream inventory, my everything else probably 10x'd as well. So it's like it's gonna be the same proportional amount, if that makes sense, and I'll probably diamond hand them for that reason. But I don't know. If Evolutions truly hits 10K, I might tell former collector Dan, like, I'm gonna have this one forever. I might have to paper hands that and rip it on a stream. It's wild though. Like and Nick, like there's probably a silly number. Probably the same goes for your no damage Ninetales. If Warren Buffett came in and he's like, Nick, I'll give you $1 billion for your 50. Like everyone has a price for nearly everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But like they're worth X amount today. If they go to, like, you're not selling them, what are they worth? $50,000, $100,000? Probably $100,000. I don't even know, right?
Probably somewhere around there.
So they're worth $100,000 and you're not selling them. And by the way, if you want to sell them, I know a guy who can net you out 95%.
ZNG Emporium. I like it.
No. I'll Nick, we'll talk. I can work on these numbers with $100,000 consignment. I pay out friends and family. James doesn't pay out friends and family.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, I'll pay out in a duffel bag of cash at the next Collecticon we meet up at. But anyways, if those went to $1 million, it's like today you would probably sell for $1 million because they're only worth $100,000, and you're not selling them for $100,000 because, like, proportional to what you got going on, it's just not worth it. But in the world where they go to $1 million, all your other stuff, maybe some stuff 50x while those only 10x. Some stuff only 2x. Some stuff might be down a little bit. But proportionally, you have such a diverse inventory that, like, it'd be reasonable to think your stuff all went up on average between 5 and 20 times. And you're probably still not going to decide to sell. I think it makes sense. If somehow I had gotten these 20 years ago and I was, like, graduating high school Dan, if I was, like, in college Dan, if I was 10K of student loan debt Dan, they would be insta sold. But I'm just not in that spot. So yeah, that's how we think about it all. Here we go, Nick. we are in that world again where Frosted Caribou has a viral video. Think of the children, Nicholas. Think of the children. How did her last video age? I think this is the top signal of all top signals. I think the market is fixed in 6 months, given that she said it's so broken again. That's what happened last time. I think the kids that are crying in tears that are our favorite frozen caribou is talking about, I think most of them will be gone in 6 months to a year when things are mostly sorted out. Is every SV1 through SV10 booster box going to go under MSRP again? No. But I think the ones that never have been likely will. And maybe not the boxes, maybe it's the packs, blah, blah, blah. But like, I just think it's going to age exactly like the last one did, in my opinion. What do you think?
I can't stand her. I hate her. She's so annoying. And she doesn't know what she's talking about.
These opinions do not reflect KetchumAllCollectibles or PokeFlipz.
Get over yourself. I can't stand her. No, I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with it at all.
Like, I don't think it's healthy or good for Pokemon cards to be doing what they're doing right now. I don't think it's intended or desired by Pokemon. Some people are getting into some theories that like, oh, Pokemon is going to do this into eternity. They're going to do this forever. I don't think they have the ability to do this into forever. We'll see where it all goes. But I think it'll go kind of like last time. I think she made a video saying that all these things are fundamentally broken forever. I think you'll get back. Like, in the next 20 years, there will be widely stocked product on shelves everywhere of many, many sets. Maybe not everyone. Maybe it won't. Like, I've been saying for 8 months now, I think it'll happen in the next 6 to 24 months. I might be wrong on that. It might take another 2-3 years. Maybe we go through the whole end of SV. Maybe we go through the whole Mega, and I end up being wrong. And if so, I will apologize. I will say how wrong I was. But I still am leaning towards the side of like, I don't think I will be. I think Destined Rivals will be on shelves for some amount of time in the coming years. And I think that's good. I think it's fundamentally good for product to be accessible, available for some amount of time. I like, and I know Rudy's made a lot of videos about this recently, Magic has crazy stuff going on right now with like the play boosters. Basically, Magic has like play boosters that are lower MSRP, more intended to be like in stock always for a couple of years. And Magic is behind right now. They're having a hard time keeping that promise, keeping that like in stock. Apparently, they're going to try to bring it back around. But then Magic has like the collector's booster. I have a hard time envisioning a world where Pokemon is just like, hey, we're going to print all this stuff one time. It's going to come out and then it's going to be gone. And boxes will be $300,000, $500,000, $1,000 within a year of release. It could happen, but I don't see it happening. And if it does happen, though, it's like, I think Pokemon could exist in a world like that. But I truly think Pokemon's strongest attribute is that it's like so many kids are into it. It is so ubiquitous with kids. And as far as I understand, Magic doesn't have that. Though my kids do enjoy opening Metazoo with me, Metazoo does not hit the same. I think it even says on the box, their age range on the box is like, my son pointed that out. He's like, why does it say 13 plus? I'm going to play this, Dad. Yeah, like I think it's good. I think it's good to have, and my kids, the attrition that they contribute to the space, to the hobby, they open up packs, cards are folded up, put in their pocket, slid across the floor, the dogs run around all over their cards on the floor. Like, that's actually good for a collectible to have actual attrition, to have actual consumption of the product. So I'm not going to go like Nick. I'm not going to say I hate her. I think she, like, any of those things. Nick went a little bit far for my taste, but I think her opinion, like last time, will age like milk. I think it is a very just short-sighted, slightly like victimhood type thing that just, it's like, I'm on Nick's side with like the grow up. It's going to come around. It happens from time to time, but I just wouldn't go quite so far as to say what Nick said.
Hey, I speak the truth. I speak the truth. And then like her whole like the people she pointed out, I think Deep Pocket Monster, Real Breaking Nate, PokeRev, Leonhardt, all the big creators she pointed out saying these people are bad. I think they're like some of the best people for the hobby.
And it's stupid.
I think it's us that are bad for the hobby. The live streamers. They're the ones taking all the product. It's not Deep Pocket Monster opening one pack every single day. I think those types of people are the best people for the hobby.
But we're not taking it for ourselves. Like we're distributing it to consumers. Our product is going to consumers. Investors, speculators, people that are just hoarding, scalping, botting. Those are generally like worse for that. But there's nothing illegal. There's nothing like wrong with that fundamentally. I think Pokemon should do a better job instituting things that aren't as bottable, aren't as easy to do all that. But at the end of the day, it's like Pokemon just needs to print more and distribute it in a way that passes through passes around, circumvents the botting, circumvents the scalping more and more. But one thing I was going to say too, shout out to PokeNE. He made a video quite a while ago now, but he made a video. I think I forget who it was. It wasn't Frosted Caribou at the time. It was somebody else, but somebody made a video like blaming PokeRev for the hype, blaming PokeRev for like prismatic evolutions not being on shelves. And they'd point to a video where PokeRev, very like high energy, very like good YouTuber guy, they pointed to a video where he's like, prismatic evolutions is out and we're going to open 1,000 packs and it's the best set. It's so good. It's like, look at all these hits. He did that for Paldea Evolved. He did that for SV Base. He did that for Paradox Rift. He did that for every set ever. So it's like, clearly it's not him and him alone. Clearly it's not influencers and influencers alone, because they make videos about every set as they come out. And it's only been a thing since October. It's only been a thing for the past 10 months that the market's been doing these crazy things. So it's just silly. It's just silly. It's very like victim mentality. And I think this too shall pass like it did last time. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer. Maybe we do miss a set. Maybe if you are staunchly, I will only buy at or under MSRP, maybe you have to sit Prismatic Evolutions out entirely. Buy the singles. Or don't. It's like there are 130 sets in Pokemon's history. You can't have all of them. You will never have all of them. So it is fine to skip sets. That is the grown-up, like, that is the actual logical, factual truth that people like Frosted Caribou need to just understand. It doesn't like feel good. It doesn't feel amazing. I know that I'm not like saying something warm and fuzzy, but like the analogy that I always make, Taylor Swift concerts. I can roll on the floor and kick and scream all I want. Supply and demand exists. There are a lot of other people who want to consume her content. I don't actually care to go to a Taylor Swift concert. Sorry, Ponga. He's gonna be very sad when I say that.
He's gonna be so disappointed.
I went years ago when she was an opener. Now she's a headliner, sells out stadiums worldwide. I went when she was an opener at a state fair for a few thousand people, and it was $100 to watch her open for Rascal Flatts. I could kick and scream, and I could make all the YouTube videos, and I could say I'm a victim of this, that. It's just the world. It's just what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Now you could say Taylor Swift, if she were a better person, she could go and she could tour in my hometown. She could do smaller venues. She could tour 24/7, 365. She could end all of her personal aspirations, all of her personal life. She could dump Travis Kelce because she needs to focus her time on giving me the product that I want at the price I deserve to pay because I'm a true fan. Like that's how the vibe comes across from like that video. It's just really weird. It's really, really weird. Let me see what the chat are saying. Oh no. I see Nick and Kiki going back and forth. What are we saying?
Oh, we're good. We're good. I don't know. Ever since her video about Gary, that's what originally set me off. And since then, no. She is I don't see it. I just see her being out of touch and not knowing what she's talking about.
Years ago, I watched the original one. I watch everything on 2X. I don't watch, I listen. I'm doing something else. I think I see Java talking about how like the first one was worse and the newer one's not as bad. I remember the first one as being more like, this is crazy victim. Like this one wasn't as bad. My initial vibes were like, it wasn't as bad as the first one. It probably won't go as viral as the first one because I feel like it was a softer take on it all. But like with anything, I could go through and I could probably agree with some percentage. I could probably agree with half the point she was making. But she definitely, and maybe I'm thinking more to the first one too much. She took some things like way too far, like way too far. And it's like hindsight, Monday morning quarterbacking. 6 months later, 6 months after she made that video, everything was normal again. And it's like, I teach this to my kids. My kids are 4 and 7. I teach my kids every day, like, you have to be patient. You can't always have what you want when you want it. But yeah, we could get really deep with morality. We could get really deep with a lot of stuff. But anyways, oh God, chat is devolving a little bit, but
it's a hot topic. But no, I agree. I don't think this video, because like the last one, there were a lot of reactions to it. This one, there's not much reaction to.
Well, we just got a live one from Old School Pokemon that does not reflect the views of KetchumAllCollectibles or PokeFlipz. So she has 48K views in 7 days. That's like a good video for her, but like a year ago when she was making videos, she had videos pretty frequently getting 100,000 views. Some got 30, some got 100. So it's not like going absurdly viral. Whereas the first one, I guess 225,000 views. I thought it had more than that. But maybe this one in 4 years gets the same, 225,000 views. Maybe it gets more. I don't know. But it is what it is. Everyone's entitled to have their own opinions. We'll see how it ages. I might have to re-listen to it. Pokemon TCG hobby is changing, but into what? I can't even really tell you succinctly like what the overall message was, other than it just being kind of shades of the last one. And I think the last one more specifically, like it took that Gary clip out of context. We're sensitive to some extent of her quoting Gary out of context because we know Gary, we're friends with him, and we know what he does and has done for the hobby. But anyways, yeah. Go check out the Frosted Caribou video if you haven't and want some further context. I feel like, given that it has 48,000 views, in this live stream in 2 weeks we'll have like 1,000 views. Probably most people are aware of it or have watched it already that would want to in here.
I feel like anyone watching us has already seen it.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, I think so. We covered that one. I think here's our final starred question. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in chat. We're going to go for approximately another hour-ish, maybe slightly under an hour. So feel free to leave them and we will get to them. M. Sullivan 23. If you were looking to buy cards before the seasonal peak in prices, when would you say that window starts closing? Well, if you follow the seasons of the market, when people say the seasons peak and slow down, and you would have sold everything in the spring and you would have missed the summer slowdown where everything 2x to 10x. So I would not do anything based on seasons. I would have my ear to the ground on the market, and I would go more based on my personal cash flow, based on what the market is actually doing. I promise you there's no like seasonality schedule that you can just blindly follow that will like shortcut your way to making a bunch more money. Like you just always need to be in tune to some extent with the market, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, especially right now. The whole summer slowdown thing was not much of a thing this year. So yeah, I would just sell based off of what you're wanting to do. Like if you're wanting to move into a bigger card, or if you're wanting money for some life event or whatever the case might be. Just base it off that. You'll never be able to predict like the tops and bottoms of things. But I have I don't know if it was just I don't know if it's just been this like past week or so, but I have noticed the live viewership has gone up a little bit in my live streams, which is nice. So maybe end of summer type of thing, people getting back into a routine, starting the school year, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we've noticed an uptick in our streams as well. It's always hard to isolate like what amount of it is the seasonality, what amount of it is different things. Like we've upped our offerings. PK came back from Collecticon with like a bunch of big vintage packs. I've upped Chinese. We've got Chinese now in stock. Well, we ran out of Gem 2 for a little bit, but the restock is on the way. PK and Punga, if you're listening. Instant rips have been a big hit on Fanatics. So like our GMV, our numbers have been really solid in the past few weeks. July was like a stark slowdown from even May. May was like, without Destined Rivals at the end, May was going to be fairly dark compared to March and April. But that's the live stream pack ripping. But yeah, everything is going to be different. The gold stars, the base set first edition, the alt arts right now are doing big things again. And some of that, who was it? Neo Cards and Comics. He theorized that some amount of that is towards the instant rips. Like Fanatics is building these instant rips for me currently. So they're buying cards from the open market and they're putting them into these digital products that I'm selling, PK Ponga are selling. So that's buying pressure on the market. How many millions of dollars of instant rips are they building? How many millions of dollars of the GameStop PSA thing are they building? How many millions of dollars is card? Is it Cardio, right? Cardio is one? Yeah, not Cardi.io, which is the Metazoo distributor thing, but Cardio is one of those digital instant pack rip things. So, yeah, kind of gave a lot of rambly answers for you, M. Sullivan. And then here's just Julia talking about her experience. I'm the same way. Like, I remember 99, 2000, specifically, probably even 2001. I used to open a pack here, a pack there. What people do these days is wild. Like my family, the four of us, we did a personal case rip of Metazoo. We opened 12 boxes together. I never did anything like that when I was younger. I remember a year or two after Pokemon kind of like fell out of mostly favor, I was still playing the video games, and my parents knew that, obviously. There was one year where like my parents, I remember my buddy too, the guy who he was the best man at my wedding that I was talking about earlier. We used to call each other on the landline after Christmas to talk about what we got for Christmas. And there was one year where he got 30 base set 2-packs because they were $1 a pack. And I want to say that year I got like 20 or 30 Fossil and Jungle packs because they were $1 a pack at KB Toys on clearance. So when they were hype, when they were full MSRP or more, I was getting, a couple packs here and there. In one shot, the most I ever opened as a kid was that Christmas morning. Was it 02, 03, 04? I can't remember what year. But whatever year KB Toys had them at $1 a pack or less, I opened like 30 packs in one setting, which was crazy. Like that was wild.
But I think that's Pokemon's doing. They're because like back in the day, you open a box or two and you complete the set. Nowadays, you open
20 cases.
thousands of thousands of packs, and you still haven't completed the set.
And 20 cases wasn't even exaggerating either. Wasn't it like 4,000 packs for Rattle to hit the Moonbreon? That's 20 cases.
Like that.
Like with a pull rate of individual cards being 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 2,000, my RuneScape players know you just because it's 1 in 1,000 doesn't mean on the 1,000th one you get it. You can go dry multiples of the pull rate. So yeah, it's all Pokemon. It is all Pokemon, and they have a harder task than people realize. I think people don't give them credit for how fine of a line they have to walk. If they print way too much, we could revisit 2004, 2005, 2006, where base set boxes were selling for 30, 40 bucks, barely selling for 30, 40 bucks. I don't think that's going to happen again because they went through it once. I think they're smarter. I think they're better than they were then, with all the experience, with all the time, the decades of information they've gathered. But people don't give them credit for the fine line they're walking. If they print too much, like the Game Piece Army, the where like Frosted Caribou Video 1 especially tilted towards, it was like, we just need infinite of everything so that everything's affordable for everyone. I promise you, that is not Metazoo, Pokemon, anyone, if they wanted to, it doesn't need to be this. Like my wife and I, we play like Race for the Galaxy. It's a card-based game where you have a deck of cards and you deal them down and you play them to the table. But when you buy Race for the Galaxy, you get all the cards in one go. It's like buying a deck of playing cards. Pokemon could be that. They could sell Destined Rivals as a complete set. They did that in the 90s with sports cards.
Mm-hmm.
That does not age well. I promise you, if Destined Rivals was 164 for MSRP of a complete set and everyone could just have it for 164, what do you think? What do you think that would do to the hobby?
Nobody would be here.
It would implode. No one would want it.
Yeah.
So if you give the Game Piece Army, if you give the children what they think they want, they don't want that. Pokemon knows that.
No.
People, and maybe 1 in 2,000 pull rates, maybe 1 in 1,000 pull rates is like a little bit too much, and maybe they'll recalibrate in the coming 5 years, decade. Maybe they look back and they say like, we went a little too far with that, but maybe we haven't gone far enough. And I think that's more likely. I think serialized cards are in Pokemon's future. 20, 50-year time frame, serialized cards will come, because going back, I don't think I have it highlighted, but like gambling is fundamentally what all this is. If everyone could have every card in a pack guaranteed, like a deck of playing cards, everyone's going to get their 2 of clubs. Everyone's going to get their ace of spades. No one wants that.
No
one wants that.
Definitely not.
We want lottery tickets. We want scratch offs. I was actually at a wedding reception last week, last Thursday. I went to a wedding reception. Like, it was midday on a Thursday, which was kind of a weird time for a wedding, but it was at an Owls Club or something, which is something I never heard of. Like, you're aware of VFWs and Legions and things of that nature. It was kind of like one of those feels, but they sold those pull tabs. So you looked around the reception at the wedding, and it's like, we're in this establishment. I think they charge very little for like the venue, and people were like, hey, $50 into the pull tab machine. It's like, it's a little bit of a gamble. You could make some money, but you're more just like donating to the establishment, whatever. But those things are fun. Opening packs is fun. Pull tabs are fun. Scratch offs are fun. Slot machines, not so much my game, but blackjack, like, those things are fun. And
I don't even think it's just the gamble. Yes, that's a big part of it. But I also think just seeing what you're buying for your collection, holding value or gaining value. Now that's huge as well. If the cards aren't worth anything, yes, you can collect cool arts, but what's the point if you're buying them and they're not worth anything?
Yeah. The L's make the W's that much better. The W's wouldn't be what they are without all the L's, without all the big fat bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So I got that one. Poketino says, important question for Dan. Which acrylic case are you using for your Metazoo booster box? I can't find one for my base set alternative box. So you probably can't tell with how far away it is, and I'm probably not going to grab it. That is way oversized for the poncho box. I think I don't know what that box is. I think that's made for like Pokemon. There's tons of room. You would never want to actually like ship or handle that box in that acrylic, because it sloshes around in there like crazy. It's going to ding up the box. I don't know if anyone is making an acrylic for Metazoo size boxes yet, but I would look for, I think they're the same size as some Magic boxes. I know Magic has collectors and all different kinds. Like, you need to figure out what specific Magic box it's called, but I'd imagine that you either look at Magic or Lorcana acrylics because those are larger markets. It's more likely that you could do an eBay search and you could find an acrylic that's catered towards whatever appropriate size magic box than Metazoo because it's so much smaller. But Metazoo is printed with PBM graphics, which also prints Lorcana in Magic. So presumably they probably package in boxes the same size. So I would go down that route, and then yeah, you'll probably have better luck than looking for Metazoo acrylics. So this is when we were talking about Wise.
Oh.
Java says this is giving me PTSD. Is it tag, or tagga?
I don't know why. I think it's fairly obvious that it's tag. What else?
Tag.
How else could you say it?
He says it like tag. I think he gets a lot of comments in his videos. His wow, I can't even think of the word. His accent or whatever. The way that he says it is like more like tag, like TAYG, I think. Whereas I say tag, you're it.
Yeah.
Like just like the children's game.
Yeah.
Java, is the children's game pronounced tag as well? Like, do you pronounce that the same way you pronounce the grading card company? Or do you pronounce the grading card company and the children's game differently?
Ooh,
I would be interested to hear that.
That's a good question. Yeah.
I never thought of that question till now, but I think he pronounces them the same way. I think he just pronounces tag differently. I see when he says TAGUH, some people really do like enunciate the end like tag. Like I don't enunciate the G so much. I think it's just TAG, tag.
Yeah, tag.
But some people really do tag like a hard.
It's the same people that are investing in tag. Bunch of idiots.
I am not the guy to be doing and Brad's bringing it up right here. If we're talking about pronunciation, Dan needs to say documentary.
No,
elementary.
Documentary.
I know. I've always said those wrong though. My mom has some silly words that she's always pronounced wrong her whole life, and I can't think of all of them, but one of them is definitely cardboard. There's a D in cardboard, like there's two D's. She says cardboard, like she just it's a silent D in the middle, which is weird. And then you know the stuff that smells. You know the stuff that's like decorative. And people might have it as like a centerpiece in a bowl on a table or something. That what's that stuff called? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it would be called.
It's called like potpourri or something, okay. But I think it's spelled like. Let me see how it's spelled. I think it's POTPOURRI. Yeah, and it's pronounced potpourri. My mom always calls it potpourri. It's like. I think well, it's like if you're pronouncing jalapenos, like saying jalapenos or something. Like it's clearly not. It's taken from another language. That's not how you say it. But I don't think I've ever had anyone else in my life call me out on the way I say elementary than until like a live stream a couple months ago. It's funny because like my wife is an elementary school teacher. I've probably said elementary 1,000 times, 5,000 times in my life. I don't know, in front of many people. And it wasn't until Brad. But I know it's elementary, but that's just the way that I say it. Did you see Rayquaza? I've always said Rayquaza. I'll probably continue saying Rayquaza. But Pokemon themselves at Worlds, actually, they did like, again, shout out PokePlumber, Pokemon pronunciation of the day. They did a list of like often mispronounced Pokemon, and it's Rayquaza. It's not Rayquaza. It's Quay. If you look at Pokemon Worlds, they spelled it RAY, like they spelled it phonetically. RAY-KWAY. That's Quay. Like clearly that's Quay. I pronounce it Rayquaza. Yeah, I think it sounds better. That's what I've always said in my head. I refuse to say Rayquaza on a regular basis, so it's always Rayquaza. Potpourri is some old people stuff for sure.
I changed my Etni. I'm not changing Rayquaza.
Etni had to be changed. Suicide had to be changed. I've crossed over to Suicune the proper way, but I'm probably not changing on Rayquaza.
No.
I would rather live in a world with Quaza, and I refuse to let the cult of Bidoof sway me with false information.
Join the light side, Sully. Squirtle is your savior. Not that devil Bidoof.
That's funny.
Sully,
Here we go.
to the live stream people.
We are out of third grade English class pronunciation. We are into PokeFlipz. We're back in it. Timmy, booster box cases are becoming more and more difficult to get. Hills doesn't really have any thoughts on getting them without paying 110% of market. Get a distro and get allocated them at a fraction of market price.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
I mean, by definition, if you're buying them on eBay, TCG Player, low list, you're paying like 100% of market. Please, please, please. I know TCG Player is a terrible website and you probably can't get sales tax exempt anymore, but at least on eBay, if you're buying things with intent to resell, please don't pay sales tax. Like by definition, you are paying 100% of sales of market price if you're buying low list, if you're buying at the recently transacted prices, right? So I would go into some Discords. Like there's a lot of people holding up a lot of product. I would go in like my Discord has a buy section. It's paywalled, so like maybe not everyone would want to go in there. But like Alex, Nostalgianomics, there's a lot of people investing, speculating, flipping in Pokemon. If you go into Alex's Discord and you comment in the buy section that you're paying 95 to 100% of market on sealed cases, I'm pretty confident you're going to get a lot of people reaching out because there's a lot of people in there that don't have negotiated rates with eBay. They don't have like a great outlet. So, and there's going to be risk. You're going to be pursuing 95 to 100% of market with some risk, but like done the right way. I've spent a lot of money buying from people in Alex's Discord. I've spent a lot of money buying from people in my Discord. Cut the platforms out of it, and yeah, but with reward comes risk. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't buy cases. I'll set the ones for distro back, but aside from that, I don't buy cases ever. I will say, you always see them on Facebook, which is, I know there's a lot of sketchy sellers on Facebook. You do have to be careful about that, but I'm always seeing posts with cases of stuff. No, it's not like you're getting a crazy deal. People are wanting what market is, but if you're not already on Facebook, I would say that's another option. And then just eBay. I think eBay is probably going to be your best option.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like a lot of the reprints are booster bundles lately. We hear about ETBs coming for surging. I know I was asked in my live stream last week about like PokeNE made a video, his takes on Rudy's video. He made like a react video to Rudy's video where Rudy talked about how they're going like away from distro. They're going through brick and mortar, big box, more, because distro will just mark it up. They'll mark it up to 80% of market, 90% of market, and take all that extra money. But the issue with big box is like botters buy them. Every time big box drops a large quantity of something, I get the same botters messaging me like, hey, I've got 10,000 packs of 151. How many do you want? I've got 10,000 packs of Prismatic. How many do you want? So that goes back to like, I think Pokemon should try to do more. Like they have PokemonCenter.com. Why not use that and stay actual bot defeating matters? Like there are ways. They just don't care enough. They don't care to do the extra work to make less money. Whatever it is, I don't know, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't get it, but I do. I lean more towards. I don't. It's tough whether you like lean more towards what Rudy was saying, how big box is the way to go, or what PokeNE was saying, where distro is the way to go. I think I more lean towards Rudy and saying big box, even though it is going to get botted. I do think it gives more people a chance to get some. Whereas through distro, we're buying it. We're going to set a portion back ourselves. We're selling it at whatever market is versus MSRP. So there's zero chance people are going to get it at MSRP. Whereas if you go through big box, at least there's some chance someone's going to get it within a range of MSRP.
Yeah, I think the true answer is like some combination of all three, but I think skewing more towards like their site they have ultimate control over. If they actually invested money and time and effort into anti-botting measures, it's got to be doable. They could distribute it the most fair, reasonable way, but clearly they don't desire to, because we haven't seen, like, why are we not seeing Destined Rivals MSRP releases on PokemonCenter.com? Why are we not seeing more surging? Why are we not seeing more prismatic ETBs? It could very easily be a thing, and they're just not doing it. So, yeah. Is it time to send 100 card sub of Celebrations cards and prep for the 30th next year? A lot of Celebrations cards have been solid EV right since launch. So it's like it's always been time, in my opinion. The numbers had made sense. It's always been time.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see Celebrations finally taken off. I like it.
The packs are doing numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you sell many on stream or no?
I don't have any left. I haven't sold any of the ones I have set back, but
okay. I was gonna say
I don't have Celebrations.
Why do you sell out of things? I can't wrap my mind around it. Come on, the people want Celebrations. We've only ripped 463 this year. We're not ripping many.
I think it makes sense. They're expensive. $20 for 4 cards.
They are expensive. Yeah, they're very expensive.
$5 a card. That's wild.
And you're usually getting Lunala, Solgaleo, usually getting 4 hollows.
Exactly.
Did you guys see that the Celebrations UPC almost hit a K? Yeah. It's the wild world we're living in.
You know what's more surprising to me than that? 151 PC ETBs, almost $1,000. That's wild. I think the Celebrations UPC hitting 1,000 is crazy, but that makes a little bit more sense. I would go Celebrations over 151 PC ETBs. But both those are, man.
Yeah, on a scale of bonkers to insane, like these are all somewhere on that scale. Hard to classify exactly. As live sellers or non-corporate sellers, do the changes to how Pokemon is planning to sell more to, let's say, Walmart than third parties affect your distribution numbers? If they're actually doing that, then yes. Like if they up in their ivory tower, if they've decided like in 2024 we sold 7, very made up numbers, I have no clue, but if they sold 70% to distros and 30% to big box, and then this year they're making a concerted effort to make it like 50-50, clearly that's like, even if the print runs go up, it's like had they stayed the same, we would have gotten more. So like, yes, that is a flat yes. It is definitely affecting us to some extent. We don't actually know any of those numbers. We don't know the print number until June of next year. We will hear the print number. If history continues for the past several years, we'll hear in June what they printed in fiscal 2025 from April 1st of 2024. No, from April 1st of 2025 to March 31st of 2026. We'll hear that in June. So that's always a fun number to hear. I think it'll be the biggest one ever. I think it'll be bigger than last year and bigger than the year before.
I don't know. Are we getting that much more stuff? It doesn't seem it.
I mean,
like compared this year compared to last year, are we? I don't know. Are we really getting that much more product? It doesn't seem like we are. But I guess it's tough because you had stuff sitting at distro that wasn't being bought. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whatever number that is. I just
like,
don't know where's it all going? Like we're in the mega set. Have you heard your numbers for the mega set? It's up
it
10.
is.
I'm the same as Eli, up
Yep.
10% from the whatever the last set was. Destined? Yeah, Destined.
Destined.
Um,
Yeah.
but then we're getting you're
It's
up
split.
10%, but we're getting 60% of it at release.
Yep.
Oh, it's so annoying. And I don't get why. Like Pokemon, what's the logic? Like, okay, you have 60% at release. That'll last a few weeks, and then we'll get another wave, which will last a little bit longer. So keep pricing steady for at least a little bit longer. But the 60% is just going to jack the pricing up further. I don't know. It's so annoying.
I think the 60/40 is purely logistical. I'm entirely speculating here. I don't know for sure. But like when Metazoo does a print run, they're printing infinitesimal amount compared to what Pokemon's doing. So like they can print it all within a couple weeks probably. When Pokemon is printing stuff, like the amount of product they release for the mega sets, they probably have like a couple months worth of printing. I think the sole reason that they're doing 60/40 is so that they don't have to kick the launch date. Like I just think they physically didn't have enough time to get it all printed. And some of that goes into like all these retail drops. Like in my mind, one of my biggest questions is like, why so much more 151? Why are they still printing 151? Like, please, all the 151 they've been doing through Target, through whatever, let that go. It's 2 years old. If they stick with 151 too long, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but in my opinion, and I think everyone in the world would side with me, 151 is not going back under MSRP.
No.
That ship has sailed. That ship has sailed. Theoretically, it could if they wanted to print it for the next 5 years, blah, 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 but like they're not going to. If they don't start shifting what they're currently printing in 151 into Prismatic, they might lose Prismatic. Prismatic might never go under MSRP. I don't want to be wrong. I want to be right, Pokemon.
You're dead wrong. You are dead wrong.
I'm more likely to be wrong the more 151 they print. 151, the ship has sailed.
Mm-hmm.
SV1 through SV8, give up on all of it. Surging Sparks included, because that one's already checked the box. I wish they'd just put it all. But like all that 151 they were printing for the poster collection drops, for the booster bundle drops in the past few months, all that could have been mega sets.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. So it's like, let 151 be 25 a pack. Who cares? Everyone that wanted it, that was around, had their chance, and they didn't go for it. Mm-hmm. When was that? Every Costco in the world for $72, $80, Mew UPC. So it's like, let it go and fix Destined, Journey, and Prismatic, and fix Mega Sets, and fix Phantasmal, Flames. Like, please don't, like, that's my take. And I'm very biased, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? All that stuff. But it is great. But like from their perspective, it's like Destined is going to insta sell the same way 151 will. Surging will insta sell the same way 151 will. Journey is more at risk of going under MSRP more quickly. I think everyone is on the same page with that. But like the argument for printing 151 lands, I think, the same exact way with Prismatic. Any amount they send a big box is getting insta-botted. Any amount they send a distro is getting insta-sold. At least now. Multiple iterations of that, I think they will get it under control and it will become available for at least a little bit. But we'll see what happens. We're all just making our guesses and placing our bets in this big casino we call Pokemon.
Yeah. No, it's I don't know. Have you well, you don't do them, but we've been ripping the Mega Brave and Symphonia, the Japanese versions of the Mega Set.
We had those.
Yeah, but you haven't seen the cards and all that. The arts on the cards are so good. It's such a fun set to open.
A wise man once said, "Artists will art."
Yes, but no, I think we're just getting into this whole mega block is going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. So if Pokemon doesn't print a lot more of this stuff, It's just going to get absolutely absurd.
In my thought, I've said it many times. I'll say it one more time. I'll try to be quicker. I think the mega set will be the mega block will be very, very solid. And my suspicion is that like while Phantasmal, while the first mega set, while the third, fourth, fifth mega set are just like blowing our minds and like, oh my God, I can't believe art could be so arty. I can't believe these boxes could be so good. And I think they'll sneak out Destined. I think they'll sneak out Prismatic. I think they'll sneak out Journey. And I think they'll get them under control. And it's like a game of whack-a-mole. They need to like hit 20 moles are popping up at once, and they've got to hit them all. But once you start having some fall, once you start having some get in line, I think it'll be almost like a domino type thing. Once it's there, you don't have the urgency to buy it as much because it's just there. It's like back in the day when Phantom Forces was in stock at your distro for $82.50, you weren't buying 100 cases of it because it was just there. Like you'd buy the 2 cases you wanted for that week. And I know 2 cases back then, now you need 20 or 50 cases today. But the same logic still applies. Once it's there, you're not going to be falling over yourselves to buy it as quickly because it's there. Buy it tomorrow. Buy it the next day. But some people truly, I can never get on their side. I will never get on their side. Some people truly think like, and I like PokeNE. I think he has a lot of good takes. But he says, like, I'm very liquid and I have a lot of capital and I'm just going to buy it all. The second that I have a chance to buy a pallet of this or a pallet of that or a pallet of that, I kind of believe him. I think his risk tolerance is very high. But I don't think a lot of people saying that will do what they're saying they'll do. And I think eventually people will have to cave. Like, if Pokemon allocates me tomorrow 10 cases of Destined Rivals, there's no thought. Boom. Reflex, it's done. I'm taking them. If it's 50, done. Taking them. If it's 100 cases of Destined, I'm gonna. I mean, even if it's 50 cases of Destined, I'm making a call. I'm sending out texts. I'm like, Nick, how many did you get? Rusty, how many did you get?
Yeah, exactly.
Brian, how many did you get? Alex, how many did you get? And I'm like, okay, I think that time will come. I could be wrong. Maybe the investors will all buy it all up. The live streamers, ourselves included, will rip it all. Maybe it can never come back around. But I have a hard time wrapping my mind around that.
I think it's going to take multiple massive reprints, because like they'll do it. Say they do a massive Destined reprint. You're going to take it all. Everyone's going to take it all. All the Pokemon investors are going to take it. So the first massive reprint is going to get gobbled up, and then it'll be the second massive reprint that's a little bit more cautious. But yeah, I think it would take multiple just massive reprints to do anything.
It's gonna take an onslaught. But right now there's there's dangerous mentalities out there. Like I had somebody, my lights went red for the first time in weeks, months even. Somebody said that you were delusional if you weren't investing in Destined Rivals at 250. It was so obvious that it was going to go up like it did.
No.
And it will. No. They said they guaranteed. Like, not only did they guarantee it wouldn't go below 250, they said you were delusional if you didn't know that as a fact. It's like, what the actual?
Why?
That is lunacy. That is delusion. That is irrational exuberance. That is like clinical insanity. But that is becoming prevailing sentiment, and it's scary. And if that goes on for too long, like I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't think at all it will, but there's a % chance it could. We will fail like the 90s sports card bubble if that becomes the prevailing sentiment for 10 years. Worst case scenario is consumption goes away. Everyone's investing. That's not happening now. We've ripped 120,000 packs this year on live stream. But worst case scenario is every box is $1,000, $2,000 out of the gate because it can only go up. Why wait to buy it tomorrow when it's going to be more? Buy it today. Like if that lunatic, frankly, if everyone has that mentality, an investment that can't go down, you would pay any price for. An investment that's guaranteed to double every 3 years, you would pay any price for. So you will have a future, and this is not going to happen, but like this is what taking that to an extreme would do. In 2027, sets will come out at $1,000 a box, and they'll never go below it if they could never go down. Like in that environment that we'll never get to, people wouldn't be ripping as much. People wouldn't be like, everyone would be hoarding, speculating. No one would be consuming. Children would not be engaging. Children would be leaving. That, for several years, would kill the hobby. That's not going to happen. But, like, if lunatics like that one person, like, that could happen. That could happen. It's actual insanity, what some people will say and truly believe at their core, based on their 3 months of time in the market, having bought one box of Destined Rivals at $250 and having 20% unrealized gains to sit on. And the thing, and crazy and scary as it is, I'm kind of being mean and teasing that guy. I feel like that guy only has a box or two or a case or two. There are some people, though, I promise, I've had consults with some. I've had some people email me lists and photos about potentially buying from them. There are some people with that same sentiment that have hundreds of thousands of dollars of product. And that's scary. I have faith that Rudy won't ever need to dump. But some of these people, it's like, it's scary.
Yeah. That mentality is scary for sure. That part is, yes, I can see it.
Oh, here's a good one.
I like this one because I was actually looking into one of my good live or one of the people in the live streams was looking for an Evo Skies box, and so he sent me he basically sold me a bunch of graded cards and used the money for that as credit for me to buy an Evolving Skies box to send to him. And so I was looking at a local show on Saturday. I wasn't able to buy anything there. So then earlier in the week, I was looking on eBay and TCG Player, and there's really not many boxes that are in that like $2,400 range. They're creeping up to 5,000, or I'm sorry, not 2,500, 2,600, and even then, there's not many boxes available. So I was looking on eBay and Facebook, and then I made a post in one of the Chicago groups, looking to buy Evolving Skies boxes, a minty box for 2,400. And I had one person reach out there, and then I had also texted someone else to see if they had a box, and both people got back to me saying they had boxes. So I ended up grabbing both of those because I think Evolving Skies is going to be. I'm going to do a bold prediction here and say $3,000 by the end of October.
20% in 2 months? That's not very bold of you, Nick. I mean, come on. That's like a guarantee, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a bigger prediction than you'd ever give.
Honor L-Dub's question. What year will Evolving be 10K? What year can I sell my first print cases for a clean, cool 60K a piece? Maybe even 70K with a case premium on them. 10K boxes of Evolving.
What year did Team? Well, how old is Team Up?
I'll pull it up right now. Phantom Forces is 11 years old, and that only recently crossed 10K.
But Team Up basically isn't Team Up like 8,000-9,000?
Team Up's 2019, so it's 6 years old. 6.5. It was February.
So Evolving came out in 2020. 2026 would be that time frame.
Evolving's 2021, so Evolving's just 4 years old next week.
Okay, so yeah, it's not going to be as quick as Team Up. So I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm going to say 2032.
2032 would put it right on same pace as Phantom.
I think that's a good prediction.
I like that, and the thing that constantly kills me is cosplay investors. Everyone has heard me say it a million times. People in chat, this chat, other chats will be like, 2032, you're crazy. It'll be next year. It'll be 2027, and maybe it will. But it's like, if you say in chat right now, someone's going to say it. Someone's going to say it for the memes now that I've said this. But if you say it's going to be 10K next year, 2 years, how much evolving do you have? Like, if I had half the confidence of some of these people, I would be selling Marrow. I would be selling everything that, like, I would remortgage my house. I would go all in. I wish I could have the confidence in anything the way that some people have confidence in Destined Rivals not going below 250. I'm not that confident about anything in life. It's crazy. But it's so often like, it's just words. Talk is cheap. Most times it is unsubstantiated talk. It's people that, again, that Destined Rivals thing's guaranteed. You're delusional if you ever thought it would go under 250. It's like, that guy probably has 6 boxes. And it's like, yeah, I've harped on that many, many times, but I will continue. But I think 2032, like, but a lot of things have to happen for, like, people think it's a certainty. People think it's a certainty that evolving will be 10K. A lot of things have to happen for evolving to go to 10K. The hobby needs to continue to grow, and people are not gonna like this. It's more small brains than big balls, I would say. But might I dare say it's more small brains than big balls, but a lot of people with very small brains call them big balls. But anyway,
you know what else blew me away? And it's just because I'm stupid and don't follow the market. But at Collecticon, so maybe a month or 2 ago, it might have been closer to 2 months ago, I bought a minty Cosmic Eclipse box at a card show for $1,800, and it's one that I'm holding on to, just for like my own collection.
It's like $5,000, right?
Well, me and Brad were walking Collecticon, and I see a vendor with a Cosmic Eclipse box for $5,000. And I asked Brad, is that what Cosmic actually goes for? And he goes, I don't know. And I said, I think that guy's just trying to scam someone. And then we walked by another table, and the guy's got it for like $4,800. So then I finally look it up on TCG Player, and they're like $5,000. That's wild.
And like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, they were like a couple grand less than that. Like, XY Sun and Moon era boxes are going crazy. But I was talking to Rusty down in Charlotte. I'm like, Rusty, how many cases of XY Sun and Moon do you have? How many boxes? Same answer as me.
Mm-hmm.
0.
Yep.
0. Rusty is a whale. Like, it's all relative. It's all a spectrum, whatever. Relative to a lot of people, like we're whales with our 10 cases of some Scarlet Violet sets and maybe our 2 to 8 cases of some Sword Shield era sets. But like, I asked Rusty, and it's like, and Rudy doesn't have like 100 cases of every XY Sun and Moon era set. He's got some random ones here and there, but no, it's wild. It's wild.
It is for sure.
Dan, how much evolving should I have in my 0% cards? Save the receipts. I'm not an advocate of any leverage. That said, the richest, I think my short just went live, like while we're live on here. Survivorship bias. Most of the world's billionaires were fully concentrated in one thing. I will never become a billionaire because I will never be that concentrated. I will never risk it all on one singular bet. I will never have any risk of wipeout, risk of ruin. And the fact is, like, there will be some Pokemillionaires made. There have been some Pokemillionaires made that have operated on just leverage, margin, other people's money, and it's worked out. Will it continue working out? For how long will it continue working out? Remains to be seen, but I'm not going to be the one to find it out. I'm buying all my stuff with cash. I'm not confident at anything in life. Sounds like a personal problem, Daniel. I said I'm not as confident. I'm not as confident that the sun will come up tomorrow as some people claim to be, that Destin will not go under 250. It is just wild to me. Something that you have no control over, something that requires tons of other people to participate in a certain fashion. Like Pokemon could never print any more Destined Rivals again, and it could go under 250. And the fact that people don't know that is like a reality is just scary. Like Team Up, Phantom Forces could be $5,000 in 5 years. It could drop 50% in 5 years. I don't think it will. I hope it doesn't. But like, it truly could. And the fact that some people just completely write off that risk is very scary. But who cares? Who cares? A wise balding man once said, "Who cares?" Let's see. We're gonna wrap up relatively quickly. Alex PokeCR says, "Would you like 5-card English packs, English booster box similar to Japanese booster box, lower price, and maybe not a lot of people gonna miss the bulk?" It's always been 36 packs. It's always been 10-ish cards. Some points it was 9, some points it was 11. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like English how it is. That's my take.
I'm the same way. It kind of feels bad opening Japanese packs because like you're getting more cards in English packs, so they're bulk cards. They're not worth anything, but it feels better giving people 10 cards versus 5 cards. So I like English the way it is.
We'll do some quick hitters. Shiny Lightbulb 1000 says, question, Rusty made a video recently how back in 2015 or around there, booster boxes had no liquidity. I was surprised to hear this. Was anything liquid at that time? No. No. It was a battle. Like, and I don't think we'll go down to those depths at any time too soon. But like we could. People are so spoiled in today's market. People that have been here for less than 10 months especially have no concept of anything remotely like real. It is wild. And there are people guaranteeing, calling people delusional that think a 2-month-old set can go under 250, not MSRP, under 250, under 50% over MSRP. What is this world? And it's crazy because like back during the 2021 boom bubble, whatever you want to call it, $1,000 PSA 10 Jungle First Edition EVs were more liquid than they were back when they were $30, $40. I was selling PSA 10 Jungle EVs for $30 or $40, and that was good business. That was like making good margin back in 2015. And I was selling 5 a week in 2020. I was selling 5 a year. I would limit how many I would grade because I would only sell one every other month, one every few months at those prices. And same thing, like back in 2015, I probably had Phantom Forces on my eBay for $100, $110. I was selling way less Phantom Forces at $110 a box than I could sell Destined Rivals at $320 a box. If I go 5% under market on Destined Rivals with 10 cases tonight, I'll have to ship them all tomorrow, probably 5 or 10%. People are so spoiled by stuff like this too. People are really going to be in for a rude awakening at some point. The amount of people paying 80 to 90% and no risk transactions, like years ago, you used to be able to buy collections at 50, 60%. LGSs still can today to some extent, but like people are delusional thinking that 90%, 95% is not a good cash offer, no risk offer. People are getting very delusional in a lot of respects in this market. And I'm not trying to be the guy saying the sky is falling, the market's going to crash. Because if you say that for long enough, like eventually you end up being right. I'm not that guy because like I'm actively playing in the market. I have more Pokemon product in dollars, in packs, in boxes than I've ever owned in my entire life. But I just like, so I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it can happen. And I'm saying that I know if it all gets rough, I'm not on the street. My kids are not on the street. My kids have clothes. My kids have food. Some people are like leveraged up and going to get wrecked if and when things get really bad. And people are so, I almost needed to turn the lights red. People are so brain dead. People are genuinely so brain dead. Some people, they'll look, and like part of why some people, I'm not going to name names, part of why some people left YouTube to some extent is because like somebody's saying that like things could go down. I've been saying it for the entire 4 years I've been in the hobby. Like things could go down. I'm not saying they're going to. I'm saying they could. Oh, well, Dan, you cost so many people so much money because you said that this could have gone down. Dan, think of all the money. It's like take personal responsibility for your actions. I never told anyone to not buy. I told people to consider the upside. Absolutely. No one in Pokemon needs to hear, you should consider the upside. People do need to hear, though, that you should consider the downside. There are channels today with 100,000 plus subscribers that guaranteed that Vivid Voltage would not go below $200. And no one cares. No one is. But then if you say hey, I was there, Nick, you and I, with Mr. ZNG Emporium, we were saying we just got allocated Vivid and we happily sold it at $200. I put that as a snippet into one of my videos recently. We were right then. We saved. If anyone would have listened, they would have saved money. And we weren't saying sell your Vivid Voltage, it's guaranteed to go down. We said we are players in this market. We think it's going to go down, so this is what we're doing. Don't copy us. Be a man. Be a woman. Be a grown adult. Own your decision. But these people that going back to the victim mentality. Oh, I'm a victim of KetchumAllCollectibles YouTube channel because he was too bearish and he said too many mean things about how my money might go down if I put it in Pokemon. People are just brainless. Not everyone, but many of them. And it is scary. It is sad. People are so anesthetized to risk. It's wild. There's your pronunciation of the day. Anesthetized.
Jeez, talk about big word of the day.
There's your vocab word of the day. Absolutely. It is. And shout out to Quilly. Oh man. What is the channel name? Quilly, what channel were you just on? ZenForce TCG, right? Quilly was just on ZenForce TCG last night. It was a great live stream. Quilly is a very well-educated man. He quoted that silly bearish channel that cost so many people money. He quoted that KetchumAllCollectibles guys a couple too many times, but that was a good live stream. If you're looking for something to add to your watch later, go check out Quilly on ZenForce last night. That was solid. But I can only say the same thing so many times. I get painted as a bear who has 7 figures in this stuff, who's investing by the pallet, who drug his dad into it. And I get painted as a bear because I say, even though I have 7 figures worth of this stuff, even though I'm selling it to my dad, it could go down. That last little bit, that last caveat, that last disclaimer turns me into a bear somehow, which is wild. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Let's see. But yes, things were much more liquid. The market was much smaller 10 years ago. Kravis Cards wants to know. You can go first because I've been going first. I almost had to go red light there. It's hard to go red light with this on your shirt, though.
No, you can't be going red light with a happy Pikachu.
Yeah. I think I have one that's sad or mean or distraught or something. I need to wear that one next time. Krabby's Cards wants to know, you're forced to move to a different state that you've never lived in before. I've only lived in New York. Nick, have you only lived in Massachusetts and Illinois, or have you lived elsewhere too?
Yep. No, just Massachusetts and Illinois.
So besides where are you going? What about another country?
I had never left. I grew up in the same town. I had never left my town until I moved here. Moving to wait, hold on. Forced to move to a different state that you've never lived in before. Where are you going?
And then also another country.
Oh, another state and country. It's got to be somewhere up north. I'm never moving down south. I can't deal with the heat there. So maybe I don't know. I would say probably. I think I would go back to New England, like Rhode Island, New York, New Hampshire. Somewhere in that area.
New York, I can send you some Zillow listings again. Walrus would not be too happy. Or
no, he would not. He would not be happy. He would not be happy. And then country, I think the UK. And I say that because it's so similar to America. Going to different countries is an absolute blast. Experiencing different cultures is fun. The food is good, but I could never live in another country and get used to another culture like full time. Whenever I was on the ship and going to all these spots, I would always look forward to coming home and being able to have like a good burger, ice in my drinks. I hate how no country puts ice cubes in their drinks. It's so annoying.
You gotta have the ice
I
cubes.
hate that.
Oh,
I'm a big ice person.
My ice is all melted. I was trying to shake my ice cubes in front of my mic, but they're all melted. Me personally, a different state. I don't know. I've had this conversation with my wife, but I'm not like overly tied to New York. My parents are here. Her parents are here. Most of our family is here. So we're tied with that. But like, as far as the state itself, as far as like the fairly high cost of living, I would almost go like Midwest-ish. Our worst natural disaster, though we have had some more tornadoes recently, not anything like the Midwest gets, but I would want to be somewhere that doesn't have major earthquakes, major tornadoes, major hurricanes. So I would want to be somewhere like that, just somewhere with a lot of space, somewhere with lower cost of living, somewhere where I get 100 acres for a couple $100,000 instead of $1 million for 100 acres. Somewhere that I could get 200-300 acres, a few thousand square foot house on it, on a nice property for $500,000. And there are places in the country that fit those metrics. But as of right now, I'm not going to move in the next 15 years. I'm not going to move while my kids are in school. But we might be those weird parents that follow our kids around. We might, if they both go somewhere else. I could live in California. I could live in Florida. I could live in Texas. I could live anywhere. And wherever our kids go, there's a higher likelihood we might go one of those places. But if not, I think it would be Midwest, lower cost of living, a lot of land, have a little compound, have a little space to breathe.
You'd live down
country
south?
I would have a harder time with that, but like I could. I think I could live in Florida. It would be tougher in the summer. I would definitely have to have a really nice pool. I would definitely have redundant air conditioning systems. There would be like I would have two in my residence. I would have two redundant AC systems. I would never be able to go a day without AC when I need it. I would be all of May to October. I would be in AC or in a pool 100% of the time. But in Colorado, potentially even could meet the whole land requirements, like space, and I don't know. I feel like I could be open to being anywhere. Country, I might just say Canada because it's so close to us. I feel like there's a lot of open space up there. I feel like there's a lot of I wouldn't be in Toronto. I wouldn't be in Montreal. I wouldn't be in one of the big cities. I would be somewhere out where you couldn't point to a big city on a map, somewhere out in the vast expanse. And I know the world has tons of beauty to see. One of my lifelong goals is to see all 50 states. I think there's a lot of beauty that is closer, that is shorter plane rides for my 6'4", 230-pound frame. I like 3-hour flights, 5-hour flights, a lot better than 15-hour, 20-hour flights. So I'm going to try to do the whole United States. Maybe if I get done with the whole 50 states by like 50, maybe I do every continent. Maybe I do, I know Greeny, shout out to him. Happy 10th anniversary to him as well, him and his wife. They're going to Ireland the next couple weeks, he mentioned in his video recently. Sounds awesome. One of my buddies from college, he actually did his honeymoon in Ireland and looked amazing from the photos, sounded great. But to me, it's like time and money. I want to do a bunch of the national parks. One of my other friends from college, he's currently in like Utah at some of the different national parks, and some of it, his Instagram stories, some of the pictures of him and his kids, his family there. They're amazing things to see everywhere. Talking to UAP about different places to live. Garen has access to a few hundred acres and all the ribeyes you can eat. Let's talk. Yeah, I might buy a parcel off of Garen in the future. Let's see. Final one, I think. This is going to be the final one so that we wrap up by 3:30. Do you think buying boxes or certain PSA 10s at higher price have less downside risk because they're seen as more top-tier investment? How does everything hitting all-time highest factor in? So you're asking about, like, do you buy the Evolving Skies because it's, like, proven as the S tier, or do you speculate more in the Lost Origins or the Astrals or the Silver Tempests and the Fusion Strikes? I don't do either. I buy a little bit of everything. I don't speculate in PSA 10s or singles in particular, but with boxes, I buy all of them. I want to have minimum 4 cases of everything. So I think Journey is a significantly worse set than Destined, but I'm still buying Journey. I'm not putting all that money because I just don't know. And a lot of people have talked about this, I think, but it's still like a lot of people in the space are ignorant to it. Back in the day, Moonbreon wasn't it. When Evolving came out, it was Rayquaza. When we were in the Sword and Shield era, my memory is not amazing, but I can't remember the exact hierarchy between all the different sets. But Fusion was like 70 a box, 80 a box with Chilling, and Lost, and some of the other sets were actually higher than Fusion. So part of the reason that I just I do like more of a scatter shot, I do more of like an index type thing, I buy a little bit of everything, is because I truly don't know. Demand is very fickle and it's very hard to forecast. It's very easy today to Monday morning quarterback and say, I would have bought all Evolving, I would have bought all Moonbreons. You probably wouldn't have. You probably would have ended up with some Rayquazas, which haven't done bad, but like they haven't been a Moonbreon. You probably would have had some of other sets that didn't do what they've obviously done now with hindsight.
I think if you're wanting to buy stuff to like that takes up the least amount of space, that's the easiest to sell, then yes, those higher things, higher value items are going to be the way to go. But then I also think there's a lot more liquidity in like lower cost things. So like PSA 9s, raw cards, single packs, because of all the streaming that's happening. I know myself, the stuff that I'm setting back they're mainly cards that I think look really good. So they're $5 to $50 singles. I still do my cases of booster boxes, but then I've also switched over to mainly a lot of like just loose packs, sending stuff like that back for my specific live streaming. But then also, if you're someone who's not wanting to sell individual items yourself, I think it'll be easier to sell that type of stuff than higher end items. I don't know.
I think a lot of people
changed with my attitude since I started doing like the live streaming aspect of type of thing.
I think, as we said in the past couple of questions and comments, I think a lot of people are very spoiled. I've heard some people say selling $5,000-$10,000 boxes and cases, they're very liquid, very easy. In today's market, yes, but it may not always be today's market. Like right now, if you've got XY Sun and Moon era boxes, if you've got a Cosmic Eclipse, that is as liquid as water because people see what the last few sales are doing. The second that starts to flatten, the second that starts to maybe potentially go down a little bit, which I think at some point it will, it's going to get a little bit harder. And like people are just so spoiled. People are, and again, like people could be correct. People could be correct outcome-wise in all this. Destined might never go under 250, but that doesn't make that guy any less delusional. To say with 100% confidence something that he has no control over is straight up delusional. He went as far as to say people were delusional that think it has a shot to go under 250. Like that is just, this is not subjective. This is not me being mean. This is me stating a fact that somebody's saying that is straight delusional. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. It is delusional. It is delusional to go into a casino and put your net worth on green zero. It is delusional. It is wrong. It is stupid. It is negative EV. But that doesn't mean you're not going to have 35 times your net worth once that ball stops moving. So the longer term, like the more you make smart decisions, which sometimes smart decisions pan out wrong, pan out like to a negative outcome. If you go into a casino and they say, hey guys, there's a special tonight on roulette. Every 35 to 1 payout is now 50 to 1.
Ooh.
That is Nick's heaven. That like Nick, the roulette, the blackjack table is my spot.
There.
The roulette wheel.
I'll be there.
Look, if we go in and we say blackjack, every time you beat me as the dealer, you get 3 to 1. Every time you blackjack, you get 10 to 1. you go in and you bet. Like, you wouldn't put all your money on one bet because you could lose the first one. But you would try to optimize, like, okay, I'm gonna split my net worth up into hundreds, and I'm gonna do 1% of my net worth on every bet. And some amount of people would be so unlucky, so wrong, even though they're doing a plus EV endeavor, they would get so wrecked by RNG that they would lose money and they would like go to financial ruin. But they weren't wrong for iterating on a plus EV, fundamentally plus EV system. But yeah, maybe you already asked about how is the Torrential Tides launch compared to base. I haven't run the numbers yet since he just did the stream yesterday, and it was a Tuesday afternoon stream compared to like a Saturday stream. I'm giving you all the Dan disclaimers and caveats. We streamed base set like 1 month after release. We streamed Torrential Tides like 3 days after release. It went well. I can't give you 1-to-1 though. Like, if we had streamed both on actual release day, I could say we did 10K in base and we did 5K in Torrential Tides, but it's not apples to apples. So I think they both did fine. It's no Pokemon, but I think they both did fine, and it was fun. Thanks Kiki again for the tag. He tagged me in Discord when Sky opened that Jet Yates box in the case break.
Well, that's cool. But then I also think like your base set one had a much higher push notification, whereas this one was a lot lower. So while you did base a lot later after release, it had more. There were more people in there and more engagement. And I think Metazoo
that was a Saturday
back then.
That you might have this data.
I don't know. I think there was a. I don't know.
How does a Saturday push compare to a Tuesday push? I would think a Tuesday push is going to be worse.
To some extent, but like a tenth. Like you almost had 10,000 like total clicks there.
I think we ended with over 2,000.
I don't know. Did you have 2,000, 3,000?
I think we ended with. I think it was like 25% maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I truly don't know. I truly don't know. And yeah, actually, I wasn't thinking about that. The first base stream was on Fanatics. We were just talking about with the push. We were talking about the first eBay base stream, but the first actual base stream was Fanatics as well. So we're comparing apples to elephants. We're not even comparing a fruit to a fruit. We're comparing two entirely different things. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's got my boy, my rookie alt art.
Oh,
I'm not telling you to invest, but I am telling you, I am investing now heavily. I'm gonna have to tell Sky, like, go low list on everything else, but the pig with bacon skis, we do not paper hands those. So Thrifty is live. Are you live later tonight?
Yeah, I'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, so go catch Nick live. PK is not live currently. He was live when we started. We have instant rips over on Fanatics. So
let's talk about that next. I wanted to talk about my mystery bags. Dang it. I do have to get going now. We'll talk about
I do too.
We'll talk about that in 2 weeks.
We'll put it on the docket. Instant rips, how they're superior in every way to Nick's pin bags or whatever he's got. Yeah, Griddle Greaser Pete, got to invest in pork belly futures. But yeah, with that, appreciate everyone hanging out as always. I am traveling this weekend, so if you're doing any deal with me in progress or whatever, my messages will be more spotty this weekend. Try to message me today if you have anything to talk to me about, because I'll be going laying low from Thursday to Sunday for the 10th anniversary. I will recount my Nordic experience too. I'm going to a crazy buffet that all you can eat crab legs and whole lobsters and steak, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna gain 10 pounds this weekend, and I can't wait.
we better hear an update on that.
I'll come with a slideshow. I'm gonna take a picture of every plate that I eat. I'm gonna take a picture of every plate before I eat them.
There we go.
I talked to Rusty. Somehow we were talking about food in Charlotte, and Rusty's like, "What's the most you guys ever ate in one sitting?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I kind of want to bring a bathroom scale in my car. I want to weigh myself in the parking lot at the Nordic, and then weigh myself when I get back in at the end. I feel like I'm gonna gain 10 pounds." And Brad wants to know quickly, you can get the mystery bags tonight, right?
No, they're sold out. I did 50 and they sold out.
Oh, dang. So we'll touch on that more. Unfortunately, if you missed out, you missed out.
Yep.
But yeah, we've gone on long enough. Goodbyes are always hard. With that, we appreciate you all watching. We will catch you all later.
See you later.